Yo, what's going on YouTube? Gyvi here. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Now, today I decided to do something different, something I've never done actually. I don't think I've ever done on YouTube. I decided to try my hand at a rebuild, and I just happened to be wearing a Miami Heat shirt, so I said, why not try my hand at the Miami Marlins? I'd say this is probably, just guessing, this is probably one of the more difficult rebuilds, considering there's not not the greatest of talents in the major league yet. A lot of prospects, a lot of young guys in the majors as well. So that just lets me believe that there's a lot of work to do. Now, I will say this. There is quite a bit of youth, especially in that rotation. Obviously, Sixto Sanchez is a very highly touted prospect. Trevor Rogers, Sandy Alcantara, Jordan Yamamoto, I believe Japanese import? Yeah, Hawaiian import. I thought he was Japanese. Elisa Hernandez, Nick Neidert. I'm pretty sure the game pronounces it Neidart, and I always say Neidert. Mackenzie Mills as well as actually first team player. I think he may be pretty good, to be honest. But yeah, but like I said, there is definitely a lot of work to be done. I do like the pickup of Corey Dickerson. Jonathan Villar, I think, may be a little expensive. 8.8 mil a year. He may be probably the most expensive player on this team. Brian Anderson, of course, a defensive stud. Jesus Aguilar, Miguel Rojas, Garrett Cooper. Some pretty good guys here. Isan Diaz, of course, is expected to do great things. Ryan Stanek. Then you've got more guys like Lewin Diaz, Steven Tarpley, Jazz Chisholm. Yeah, this team is kind of loaded down beneath, but we know in real life the Marlins are going to turn around, and if they ever win a World Series, they'd go ahead and sell everybody. But I'm pretty sure most of these names are going to be gone before they hit the MLB. And of course, you got Monty Harrison, which I don't know if I'm not sold on him yet, or if just, I mean, he's only 24. He's starting to get there. Like we should be seeing a little bit more from him. Especially at the minor league level. Same thing kind of goes for Magnotti Sierra, who's 23 in AAA. He's down to a C potential. I'm sure in previous years he was actually a little bit higher. And of course, all the way down low, we've got Victor Mesa Jr. So there's definitely some talent on this team. A lot we can do. So let's give it a try. I'm pretty sure this being my first rebuild, this is gonna be cringy. Especially since, like, when I'm not trying to keep it realistic, the moves I make are terrible. So let's see. Anyways, if you guys want to see more rebuilds and more challenges and franchise-related videos, let me know down below. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I do plan on doing all 30 teams, so we're starting off with the Marlins. And let me know what team you guys want to see next, and we'll go from there. All right, so first things first is, I'd say, look at this screen in the scouting. Take a look where we sit. And those red spots, that's kind of where you want to improve on first, I'd guess. I'm new to this, so we'll figure it out. And taking a look at contracts, I've seen a lot worse. Like I said, I think both these guys at $8 million probably got to go, to be honest. Both Corey Dickerson and Jonathan Villar. Corey Dickerson at 30. Jonathan Villar, honestly, in a lot of simulations can do pretty decently. But 8 mil, 28 years old, 85 overall. We'll see. He's on a contract here, so we'll see. Maybe we won't have to make a move with him. Francisco Cervelli, you have bounced around a lot. $2 million as a backup catcher. We will probably have to do something about that. Because definitely Jorge Alfaro is definitely starting over you. All right, if you've watched my Road to the Show videos, you know Harold Ramirez in the playoffs is an absolute god. I'd say probably the only person who's somewhat untouchable is Isan Diaz. Literally every other prospect could go. How do you guys normally do it? Do you guys ignore, like, if it's someone who you see as the future, do you guys try to trade them and get pieces? Or are they absolutely untouchables? All right, I may be giving up a lot. Probably not, but I'm going after German Marquez, getting rid of Jesus Aguilar, Chad Wallach, and Edward Cabrera, taking on quite a bit of salary, so we'll have to dump some of that somewhere else. I am continuing to pick up more. Like, I don't even think I have enough. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Oh, never mind. We traded Matt Barnes for a couple of prospects. We'll take that. All right, I'm getting rid of a couple of prospects, but I'm also getting rid of a not so great relief pitcher for Jose Alvarado. I think we can get a pretty good. We had a 4.8 last season, but if we can get that in the 3s this season, that'll definitely help us. So we're going to go ahead and make that trade happen. All right, I'm taking another gamble. One more relief pitcher that I'm picking up, Carl Edwards. He had kind of a down year last year, but again, it was very limited in off injuries, 22 games, 17 innings, and got rocked. If we can get this Carl Edwards right here, we're in for a very good season. So I'm getting rid of Cameron Misner, Justin Twine, and Brad Boxberger. I do not have any faith in Brad Boxberger whatsoever. So it's just constant, year after year, getting worse and worse. Let's get rid of him. All right, so we're about ready for the season. I didn't make too many changes. I will probably go all the way to the All-Star break, see where everybody is offensively, and then sort of readjust after that, and then we'll probably make some changes towards the deadline. All right, actually, we ended up going to draft day, and we actually got a couple of decent picks, a potential 93 potential guys. This Quentin Lucas guy is not bad. 99 velo potential with 80 break is pretty solid at 22. And so is this Ronnie Michael shortstop. Okay, so we got a couple more pieces we could probably work with. All right, All-Star break. We were doing so well until that 2-4-6 8-game losing streak. We had a pretty decent record. Standings. Wow, Washington is just absolutely running away with the East. Fantastic. So let's see who is screwing us over. Villar at 272 at the break, not bad. Rojas at 252 isn't terrible. Dickerson having a decent year, 16 bombs, 281. Jorge, our offense is looking decent. Garrett Cooper, 320 with 9 bombs. Brian Anderson, 251, but again, he's a defensive player. Harold Ramirez, 291. Matt Joyce batting 194, and Isan batting 207. So other than that, we might have to I might put in Lewin Diaz as our DH because Matt Joyce is just 194. That's just embarrassing. So these losses have to be coming from our pitching. German Marquez, 12-4 with a 3.0 ERA. Jordan Yamamoto, you might get dealt, even though you're heating up, 5.6. 4.42 from Lopez. Alcantara decent at 3.5. And Caleb Smith, I wanted to get rid of him and ended up not, so we might see. Sixto is up, and he's at a 4.8, 3.9 from Urena. Stanek 3.5 is solid. I expected worse. Kinsler at 4.7. Matt Barnes doing his thing at 2.8. Carl Edwards at 1.4. So the moves we made were not terrible. 3.5 from Jose Alvarado. So these three guys we picked up, pretty solid. German Marquez also solid. So most of our moves were pretty good. We just a couple other guys, a couple other Marlins who just aren't pulling their weight, which is why the Marlins struggle. All right, this actually works out pretty well. Nice little salary dump. I am getting rid of Monty Harrison. Yeah, Crimea River. Caleb Smith and Brandon Kinsler for Ryan Yarbrough and Colin Poche. Colin Poche having a solid season. 45 innings, a 1.5 ERA. And Ryan Yarbrough could definitely help our rotation. I think my R1 button just got stuck at 3.65. I'm taking this trade. All right, I kind of wanted Adam Frazier. He's having a pretty good season. And I'm also stealing this prospect, Jose Osuna, from them in exchange for Christopher Torres. Lewis Brinson, I'm going to be honest, I don't really expect much, especially in simulations. Maybe in real life, I expect a little bit more from Lewis Brinson, and we might see it. But we're giving away a pretty good prospect in Trevor Rogers, starting pitcher. Let's go ahead and make that trade happen. And I think we'll get immediate impact from our new second baseman, because Isan is not... It's just not happening. Anyways, regardless, being 16.5 back in the AL East with Washington dominating, I don't expect much from this season. I'd like to be slightly above 500. We'll see if we can make that happen. All right, the season is as good as over. We were close to being 500. We went on a little terrible run towards the end. That's perfectly fine. First season, don't really expect much. Really quickly, see if we had any redeeming factor. Villar 188 hits, pretty solid. Frazier hit a good amount of doubles. Jonathan Villar leading in triples. So I guess it was good that I kept Villar because I was considering getting rid of him. 42 stolen base. Okay, Villar, I may give you a lot of money. So what did he end up doing? 288, 21 home runs. Miguel Rojas batted 264. Dickerson 275. The lineup, this is solid. 281 from Alfaro. 269 from Lewin, even though he didn't play much, 26 at bats. Harold with 275. Brian Anderson, 236. That was our weak link there. Ozuna, I did not expect you to be in the major leagues, to be honest. And Adam Frazier at 279. Anyone on the bench, Garrett Cooper looks like he got injured. That's why we made a substitution there. Was batting 296 with 13 bombs. 280 from John Birdie through 336 at bats. That's solid. Even Matt Kemp had a productive year, so our offense honestly wasn't terrible. What happened with the rotation? German Marquez ended up at 3.6, Ryan 3.4, 3.6 from Lopez, 3.4, Jordan Yamamoto. I meant to get rid of him. I didn't. It seems like everyone else had pretty solid ERA at least, which isn't terrible. In the bullpen, 4.4, 3.8, 3.6. Stanek 4.9. Matt Barnes 3.0, 1.2 from Colin Posh. And Alvarado ended up probably shouldn't be in the closing position. All right, so we ended up not making the postseason. So, I mean, I'm guessing it's probably the Nationals we should keep our eye on. Marlins finished at 79 and 83, 2 games from being 500. It could have been worse. Hey, would you look at that? The Nationals got eliminated. I'm okay then. I feel a little bit better about myself. And the Dodgers have defeated the Indians in the 2020 World Series, and now it's time to get to work. And in good news, we did have 2 Gold Glove winners in Adam Frazier and Miguel Rojas, so a little bit of good news there. We'll take that. Oh, Albert Pujols does not retire. Neither does Cano, as none of them are in the Hall of Fame. I think the only person I'm really genuinely concerned with re-signing is VR. He's looking for 10.7. Can we get him for that? You know what? We'll see. If I could sign Ryan Yarbrough for 4 years, 3.8, I would have a heart attack if he accepts that. So, for some reason, Mookie played 71 games last season. Only had 9 home runs, batting .313. This may be a terrible idea, but I'm going to offer him a lot of money. And this is where all my money is going to go. Even at 34, if I can pick up any of these 3 guys between Bauer, Kluber, and Hendricks, if I can pick up one of these 3, I will be very happy. All right, so we got our first signing. Anthony Rizzo. 4-year, 34 mil. We'll take that. And there's our second signing. It is Andrelton Simmons in a surprise signing because I know I have a shortstop, but truth be told, I'm trying to win, so he's getting dealt for pitching. And there it is. We end up signing Liam Hendricks, so that's a good bullpen piece right there. I'd like to get a starter now. Ooh, DJ LeMahieu goes to Texas. That's cute. Damn it. Trevor Bauer ends up on the Dodgers. I wanted that one. Mookie Betts heads to the Cubs. And there it is. We end up getting Corey Kluber. I wanted Trevor Bauer over Corey Kluber, but I will take that. 2 years, 28.5. All right, going into season 2, this is what we're looking like. A lot more green, a little bit better, but I still probably want to make a couple more changes. I think I got too many arms in the pen. This may be a stupid trade, but I'm kind of willing to get rid of Jordan Yamamoto for Jason Dominguez. Oh my God, they were willing to give me so much for Jordan Yamamoto, and he does not fit in my rotation. Oh my God, you can trade just about anything for this guy. All right, this may be just because I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm trading Yamamoto for Dominguez. I don't think that's a bad trade at all. All right, making one last trade before everything starts. I'm getting rid of Ryan Stanek for Aaron Bummer. He's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good and had an amazing season. This bullpen has to win us games. All right, so going into year 2, this is what our lineup looks like. Jonathan VR, Andrelton Simmons, and Anthony Rizzo were pickups. Dickerson, Harold Ramirez, Brian Anderson, Jorge Alfaro, Adam Frazier, who we traded for last season, and Isan DHing for now. We got Joyce, Rojas, Cervelli, and Birdie on the bench. The rotation is pretty solid. We got Kluber, Yarbrough, and Marquez, who we all picked up, and we still have Pablo Lopez and Sandy Alcantara, who could both see the door by trade deadline, depending on how they start off the year. In the bullpen, we got Jose Urena, Jose Alvarado, Colin Posh, Carl Edwards Jr. We just picked up Aaron Bummer, Matt Barnes, who we traded for last year, and Liam Hendricks, who we picked up in free agency. This team looks a lot better. Our only problem is, of course, the Washington Nationals. Like, this is a pretty good division. So let's go ahead and see where we're at closer to draft time. Holy crap, is Isan Diaz underperforming? Only 36 at-bats, though. But, like, everyone else, the lineup, just everyone else is doing well. But in Miguel Rojas, I don't know. This team is underperforming drastically. So I expected the rotation to be completely underperforming. Yarbrough doing a good job. Kluber, not so much. Pablo Lopez doing all right. Sandy Alcantara and Six are struggling. So it's our rotation that's really, really struggling. Jose Urena, 7 ERA, 3.3. Carl Edwards, 6. Oh my God, Liam Hendricks, you son of a gun. Jose Alvarado and Aaron Bummer doing well. So they're either doing really well or really, really struggling. So it's time to make some moves. And German Marquez has a head fracture, and he's out 5 to 6 months. It kind of explains a little bit why my rotation looks different. I've been wanting to get rid of Sandy Alcantara for a while, so I'm making a straight up trade for Yanni Chirinos, having a decent season through 73 innings. Hopefully he heats up with us a little bit, and we can catch fire because our rotation needs it. So I'm making one more trade with the Rays. I don't know. I think the Rays have good pitching and I want them. I'm getting rid of Carl Edwards in the bullpen, and we're adding Tyler Glass now to the rotation. So I'm making another trade. Jose Urena, Josh Roeder for Cam Bedrosian. Cam's having a fantastic season in 18 innings, has a sub-1 ERA, and they're just willing to walk away. You think you should be getting more? All right, we'll throw in literally anyone. All right, so this is the rotation. We're going into the second half. The lineup as well. Like I said, it's not looking good so far. We're at 27 and 34. Let's go ahead and simulate to the trade deadline, and hopefully we improved at least a little bit. So it's trade deadline, and I think I'm making one pretty big change. I'm trading away Sixto Sanchez for Michael Lorenzen and Jesse Winkler. I'm taking a lot of salary here. So we are at the All-Star break, and we are at exactly 55 and 55. I'm gonna be honest, we are one good series win versus the Braves or the Phillies from catching up. I like what we just did with the team. I think it's possible. I honestly think at least wild card is possible. All right, so I thought I simulated season, but I simulated to right before the season, which could have been any better scenario possible. We have one game left in the season, and we are one game ahead of the Phillies. And the worst part about that is that if we tie in the NOS, I honestly don't know who wins the NL East. Excuse me. I don't know who wins the NL East. And the worst part is, if we end up with 87 wins, that's a 3-way tie. And I don't know who wins that either. So I don't know what happens if we lose this last game. And we got Pablo Lopez, 11-9 with a 2.9 ERA. Imagine having a 2.9 ERA and just being 11-9. I'd honestly be pissed off. Thank God we won that game and we win the NL East, because I'm not even sure. The Phillies lost their game anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. So that puts them out of the wild card. They are eliminated. Let's go. Honestly, haven't taken a look at any of the players lately, so kind of interested to see what our lineup looks like. VR ended up with 25 bombs, batting 293. Simmons 274 with 15. Jesse Winkler, who we traded for, ended up with 24 home runs, 332 batting average. Rizzo 21 at 246 isn't great. Corey Dickerson 271 with 20 bombs. Brian 296. Okay, we like that. 18 home runs. Harold 261 with 16. Jorge Alfaro, who was injured for a little while, batted 279 with 20 home runs. And Adam Frazier, who we traded for last year, not doing too hot, 7 home runs in 569 at bats. Not really a power guy, but he only ended up batting 253. 5 home runs here. Isan unproductive. 224 from Rojas. Cervelli unproductive. Diaz unproductive. Birdie unproductive. Like, the bench just no one there productive. The rotation had to have something. Yonny Chirinos, who we traded for, 3.09. Pablo Lopez got his stuff together. He's up to an 86. Corey, okay, he's up to an 86, 2.86 ERA. That's solid. 2.96 from Corey, who was at like 5 earlier in the year. Tyler Glass now, 3.9. And Sterling Sharp is our number 5. Someone has to be injured. Bullpen 2.3, that's great. Alvarado 3 is good. Barnes 2.4. Bedrosian 2.7. Liam's picked it up a little bit. He was really struggling. 4.6. Bummer at 2.4 and Lorenzen. So our bullpen is solid. I like what we did with the bullpen. Liam Hendricks, listen, I got you here for the playoffs. I might even put you back in the closer role. Yeah, this is terrible. We have German Marquez and Ryan Yarbrough both on the injured list. That's 2 big arms. That hurts. Let me know, should I turn off injuries for these franchise? Because, like, I've already experienced a lot of injuries, and I don't know if most people turned them off, but that's a lot. He's been out 2 months, and he'll be back in 2 days. Can we please get him back in, like, the rotation? All right, so I don't know why I thought Yarbrough was coming back. Less time left. I guess now is when this begins. He's still got 1 to 2 months left, so that sucks. So I guess we take a look at the standings. Looks like Houston 3-2 the Yankees. Cleveland stomped on Texas 3-0. Dodgers stomped on the Padres 3-0, and we 3-1 the Cubs. So here we go. We got Yonny Chirinos in game 1. As a matter of fact, yeah, Kluber just pitched on Thursday. I don't want him pitching Monday, so we'll let him. We'll let Yonny go against Walker Buehler. That might be tough, but we take a 4-1 dub. Let's go. Yonny Chirinos is doing bits, baby. 12 innings total, 5 Ks. Not a lot of strikeouts, but 2 wins already in the playoffs, .75 ERA, and big win in Los Angeles. Game 2, we got Kluber versus Kershaw. If we can start up 2-0, that would be great. We end up taking a big loss. Jeez. Big loss 1-6, but at least we're going home. We have to win 2 of these games. We have to win 2 of these games at home here. So we got Pablo Lopez versus Trevor Bauer. Didn't have a great first start. Hoping for a better second start. Not so much. We are already down 1-2. Trevor Bauer gets a second win. We lose 1-8. Game 4, we got Tyler Glasnow versus Julio Urias. I need a dub. We get that dub. We're back at 2-2. And if we can win game 5 at home, that would be fine. We just need to win 1 more game away. Jose Alvarado comes away with the win. Julio Urias with the loss. And now we got Kluber versus Colin McHugh. Come on, Corey. We paid a lot of money for you. We end up taking a loss. Kluber gets the L there. 1-3 now. That was a close game. 3-4. That is a very, very close game. It went up early in the 4th. Scored again in the 6th, and we scored 3 in the 7th, but that was going to be it. The bullpen ends up holding up. 2 games, we got to win both of them. Yonny Chirinos versus Walker Buehler. We'll go ahead and sim that, and we take the dub, ladies and gentlemen. Yonny Chirinos is doing bits. All right, 18 innings, only 11 Ks, but a 1.47 ERA. I wish he could pitch game 7 as well. Walker Buehler takes his second L, and now it all comes to Jorge Guzman versus Clayton Kershaw. I would literally prefer anyone else pitch this game. Like, I would literally prefer anyone else pitch this game. Is anybody... Yeah, he's not pitching that. All right, so Pablo Lopez is probably the closest with some decent stamina. So we are giving him the reins to game 7. Yeah, let me just double check before I simulate this game that he's got enough stamina for me to at least consider starting him this game. I mean, it's Jorge Guzman. I'd rather not even let him pitch in this postseason. Pablo Lopez has decent stamina. Other than that, it's Tyler Glasnow. I think we got to go with it. A fully rested Clayton Kershaw in Game 7 in Los Angeles versus Pablo Lopez, who's not had the best postseason. This is it. Let's go! Huge W, baby. 7-4 win, and Aaron Bummer out of the bullpen gets a dub. Pedro Baez takes the loss. You hate to see it. Really quickly, what's that box score look like? Okay, we scored. It took 11 innings, so we're gonna be hurting for this next series. Our bullpen a little bit, but in the 11th inning, we scored 3 runs, which is really, really big. Big that we had the lead in the 8th and in the 9th. They end up tying it. It doesn't even matter. We got the dub. All right, so I made some changes to the lineup, adjusted it to based on how people are kind of hitting at the moment. The rotation, we're gonna have Corey Kluber in game 1. Glasnow 2, Chirinos in 3, Pablo Lopez in game 4. And unless we don't get swept, we have a difficult conversation where it pretty much is Jorge Guzman is not pitching game 5 or any game, and it's probably going to be Kluber, but we have to get there and we have to see. Game 1, we got Corey Kluber versus Aaron Somali. 3.27 ERA versus 2.84, 1-3 versus 1-0. Obviously Cleveland has home field. We have to win 1 out of 2 games here, and we have to win 2 out of 3 at home. Otherwise it's pretty much curtains. So game 1, we're simulating, we're catching a fat dub. Corey Kluber does a great job. We end up winning 10-1. Kind of interested how many innings did Kluber go. Hopefully no more than 7. Where is pitching? Kluber pitched 7 1/3, 1 run unearned, 7 strikeouts. Good stuff. You love to see that. Did anyone do anything hitting? Dickerson continues 2 for 4, 3 for 5 for Winker. Why do I keep adding an L there unnecessarily? Did Rizzo? 1 for 5 for Wiz Rizzo. He needs to step it up. 3 hits from Alfaro is huge. We like to see that. Let's keep it going. Game 2, Yonny Chirinos versus Carlos Carrasco. Chirinos has a 1.47. Carrasco, 5 innings, 9 ERA. That's 5 runs. So 5 runs in 5 innings. Let's catch a dub, boys. Come on. Let's go, Miami. Yes, sir. That's huge. We are up. Chirinos gets the win. Hunter Wood out of the bullpen gets the L. We end up winning that 5-4. So way to hang on, Chirinos. Way to fight. We really need that. Now we're going home. We have to win 2 games. I'd like to win 2 games, at least here. If we can win, or excuse me, we have to, yeah, I'd like to win here. You're right. We took 2 in Cleveland. It would be huge if we took 2 here. Pablo Lopez versus Shane Bieber. I might even throw Guzman for game 5 if there is a game 5. Sim through. Oh my God, we are staring 1 game away from sweeping the Cleveland Indians from the World Series. I'm gonna be honest, I had no confidence in these Miami Marlins making it this far, let alone getting to the World Series and now being up 3-0 versus the Cleveland Indians, but then again, we did put together a pretty good team. So now it's Tyler Glasnow versus Michael Clevenger. I almost want to throw, like, I kind of want to check out what his stamina looks like. It should be full, right? It should be full stamina. I might do something really, really stupid here. I might just take a look at his stamina really quickly. Okay, he's got full stamina. I think I was going to do something stupid, but never mind. I'm not going to do anything stupid. Tyler Glasnow versus Michael Clevenger in a closeout game. We're up 3-0. Let's go. I'm just simulating. Let's go! We actually swept the World Series. Okay. I did not see that coming. It only took 2 years from 89 and 73 to winning the World Series. I did not expect us to get here. One, I thought this was going to be a push year, but it was going to take us 3 years to maybe even make it this far, and we somehow swept the Cleveland Indians in the postseason. I am at a loss for words. All right, so that's pretty dope stuff. Yeah, let's go. Awards. What do we got? Jesse Winker wins a Silver Slugger. Jorge Alfaro ends up winning a Gold Glove with Anthony Rizzo, which is great that they won Gold Gloves because I don't think either of them hit particularly well this year. Playoff MVP is Jesse, and World Series MVP Corey Dickerson. 631 batting average in the World Series. 423 in the playoffs for Jesse, Corey 370, and Jorge 365. I'm just glad these boys showed up. Oh, how do you get injured? Corey Dickerson is expected to be out a few days. I feel like I need to turn off injuries when I do these because they're totally random and it's entirely too many. All right, so only Robinson Cano ends up retiring at 9,000 at bats, 2,600, almost 2,700 hits, 336 home runs. That's pretty dope. Good to see Cano retiring, but we don't see Pujols and Miguel Cabrera, usually people you see at this time. Let's go ahead and re-sign some guys. All right, free agency's here. I kind of, for the most part, want to keep the team as the way it is as much as possible. Trying not to pull, a typical Marlins move where I get rid of all the young talent that just helped us win a World Series. There's 5 really good infielders right here alone. I kind of want to offer all 5 of them and get one more. If they can, I want all 5. I think the one I'd want the most is probably Chris Bryant, just because I'd probably put him in the outfield. All right, time to find out if anybody wants to sign with Miami. Roberto Perez to the Twins. I can live with that. And we can no longer afford the contract offer to Lindor. All right, you know what? I'm okay with this. This is probably the one I wanted the most. Forget our infield. I wanted to pick up Michael Conforto. We signed him for 6 years. I'm okay with that. That's huge. Trevor Story becomes a free agent. Javi Baez signs for 9 years with the Cubs. All right, we lost him for sure. Clayton Kershaw to Houston. That's actually not a bad move at all. All right, year 3. Here is what our lineup looks like now. It's not totally overpowering, but it's a pretty solid lineup. I feel like I need to make changes because I keep changing stuff and it just keeps changing back. All right, so these are the lineups we're basically going with. So we got Villar, Winkler, Conforto, Dickerson, Rizzo, Frazier, Anderson, Alfaro, and Simmons. And I do got matchups in, so Harold Reynolds will be in when there's lefties. And we'll see more of Frazier when there's lefties, when there's righties. Rotation, here's what everyone's looking like going into year 3. German Marquez up to a 90, Pablo Lopez 88, Chirinos 88, Corey Kluber's at an 86, getting kind of old and still pretty good at 35. And then Tyler Glasnow has regressed a little bit. He is an 81 overall. I made Ryan Yarbrough a relief pitcher. His stamina honestly is kind of trash. It was in this less than 70, it's 69. So he's a long relief pitcher. We got Colin Poche, Lorenzen, Matt Barnes, Cam Bedrosian, Jose Alvarado, Bummer, and Liam Hendricks is going to be our closer for now, but we'll see how that goes. Let's get into year number 3, and we'll find out where we're at near the All-Star break. Now, I kind of wanted to bring up Jason Dominguez for the first time, even though he's 19, but Jazz is performing a little bit better. Plus, I think we're good on outfield, so I'm gonna call up Jazz Chisholm. All right, so I'm making a trade. I'm trading away a prospect in Nazim Nunez, along with Andrelton Simmons and a pitching prospect for Jorge Polanco. And we'll dump some money. So, I mean, we got rid of a pretty big prospect, but I'm okay with that. Making one more trade. I think I might make more than one. But this is also another salary dump because I didn't have any money to do anything. But I'm trading Adam Frazier for Luis Arraez along with Nick Needham, who probably he's not going to be cracking that rotation we have now. Jeff Brigham. So, we'll take that. All right, so desperate times call for desperate measures. This is like probably this is the most unrealistic trade. I don't actually know because I'm trading away 2 A prospects, Quentin Lucas and JJ Bleedy. I think I drafted both. If one of them was definitely drafted, if not both. along with Brian Anderson, who's kind of struggling. That's literally the only reason we're struggling is because it's our last chance to make a playoff push, and we're not doing too hot right now. So Yoan Moncada, we're gonna go ahead and take him. That literally, we just completely flip-flopped our infield. So this is kind of a much better lineup and a little bit different than what we had the last little while. But let's go ahead and